Hey SPN family, I'm Steph with Creation, and welcome to the final weekend of this mega super celebration of virtual experiences. To the fans for being top tipper wins a 5-minute one-on-one video meet and greet with Matt right after this panel. So make sure your top supporter information is updated with your current email address. To find that, under the Stage It screen, you'll see where it says Top Supporter Rewards. Scroll to the link that says Complete Your Top Supporter Information. That's really important that we have that so we can send you the link. If you'd like to tip, click the green tip button on the bottom left-hand corner of your Stage It screen. All right, first up today, this guest has been with us for so many years at our Supernatural conventions. He's an actor, writer, producer, director, and can be seen as a correspondent and co-anchor of Entertainment Tonight. Please welcome Matt Cohen.
Hi, everybody. It's me, Matt Cohen. And man, this is like almost really cool. Like, this is like so cool, except for the fact that I can't see you all and hug you all, and I miss you all terribly. I'm excited that we are able to connect this way. Big shout out to Creation and the team for putting this together, and allowing us to still interact with each other in this crazy, crazy time. That being said, I have some questions here. I guess you guys are submitting questions. I will get to talking. I probably go on 75 tangents. So if I only answer one question, I apologize in advance. I have to say this. Before we even get started, this morning, I just watched for the first time episode 20. And boy, it was irritating to have to cry like 5 different times for different reasons. What a beautiful job. And I want to give a massive shout out to obviously Jared and Jensen for delivering those superb performances and bringing us some closure. I guess at least as much closure as we could kind of, accept for the moment. I think Bob Singer did an extraordinary job. And I just want to say thank you to them. And I want to say thank you to the CW and Warner Brothers and everybody who's kept the show on the air. And especially thanks to the crew of Supernatural. I just saw you guys for episode 15, and you made my experience directing episode 15 absolutely second to nothing, as a high point in my career. You guys are tremendous, and what you guys did with that final episode, and I know that you were filming in a quarantine version of reality. You guys did an amazing job, and we didn't really get the wrap party or the thing where I would be able to go up and hug and handshake each and every one of you. And so it's important that every time I talk about Supernatural, I start with thanking the crew, because the crew made it possible. Anyways, onwards we go for this panel. Let's read a question. Let's see what we have here. This is from Gayward Sun 42. If you were brought back for season 15, which of your characters would you want to play, and how would you want your return to come about? I would have loved to come back as John in season 15, particularly maybe in the final episode. I think it would have been fun. It would have been fun if we could have played into that episode both young John and older John, where like you kind of like walk in a place and you see young John, and then Dean's kind of like, oh, hey Dad, and then I like say a line, and then you kind of turn around and see the older version of me standing in the same place, kind of same outfit, as if Dean saw both versions, in his own vision. I would like to be brought back to the show in any way possible, but I got to be honest, being able to direct in season 15 meant, a great deal to me. I think that coming on as a director for me meant a lot more than coming back as an actor. And I don't want anybody to think I don't care about coming back as an actor. I do in a great deal, but Bob Singer gave me the opportunity to come on and direct that show. And what he really did was give me the opportunity to go on and be a director by giving me that opportunity. him and his lovely wife Eugenie would definitely understand those remarks. But you can't really direct in Hollywood until you direct in Hollywood. And Bob and the team at CW gave me that opportunity. And shout outs to Eugenie, because they both came to set to kind of make sure I didn't screw things up. And also, you know, I felt a great deal of support with having both of them there. It's a little bit of pressure, but it's more support knowing that these two people that are so extraordinary at what they do are there to make sure you don't fall by the wayside. And that's a great compliment for any first-time director, for any new director. So yeah, I'd love to be brought back to the show as a character, but I was brought as the first time as a director, and that was just extraordinary. Let's see what else we have here. Sheila 92, who have I fangirled over? Ooh. I am slowly and kind of like slowly and quickly at the same time becoming a fangirl of Miley Cyrus. I've always liked Miley's kind of singing ability, and her new album I know is going to be off the charts. I've heard her sing a couple of songs, and I just think her voice is remarkable. So I would say I'm kind of like a Miley Cyrus fangirl at this point. And that's pretty awesome. There's my son back there walking by. All right, let's get another question going from Lucifer's wife. Hi, Matt. What did you like most about playing young John? Oh, I skipped a question. I'll go back to that one. What did I like most about playing young John? Well, I like that it inevitably gave me a life and a career and you know, a reason to be part of the supernatural fandom and world. I think that's, you know, kind of an amazing thing to be gifted into that world by playing a character that was designed by the great Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who I showed him some love yesterday, and he showed me some love back online, and it was really sweet of him to write what he did. But he, you know, Jeffrey really created this character, and I was lucky enough to play it afterwards, which was such an honor because he just did such a good job, and you want to do something like that justice. So hold on, I want to go back. I skipped a question. Let's see. Oh yeah, the one thing you want to do but you can't because of quarantine. The one thing I want to do that I can't because of quarantine is be with you guys. I would love to be with you guys, having a real moment, having a hug and sweating and singing and yelling and letting all of our driplets fly. I know it sounds disgusting and gross now, but there was a time when we would yell and scream and sweat all over each other, and that was a fantastic time in my life, and I wish I could go back there. Oh, to go back and finish, to put a button on that, what did I like most about playing young John? I think in the easiest way to put this is the thing I love most about young John is what came along with the role, and that's you guys. And that's this experience that taught me to open up and kind of taught me to, you know, it just taught me a lot about life being a part of that show and the people that I've met through it. So it's not so much young John that was so special, but it was by becoming young John, I was gifted this universe, the supernatural universe, and that is really an extraordinary thing. So that's my favorite part about young John, by a mile. What do you like most? This is from Sarah. What do you like most about directing? Directing is an extraordinary process of doing all of the things that you get to do as an actor, but like 10 times the amount. So whereas an actor, a lot of times you're focused on your character's story and your character's intent and their journey through this story that you're telling, whether it be a film or television show, you tend to really lean on that character and learn about that character. As a director, you want to do that for all the characters. You want to know everybody's story, everybody's ins and outs, everybody's whys, and everybody's intent. And then you get to worry about the other stuff and when I say worry, I mean worry in a good way. Like, you get to worry about what they're wearing and what they're holding in their hands and where they walk in scenes and where they talk in scenes and what the scenes look like themselves as far as set decoration and props and just all these different wonderful things. And so it's not just the director that gives you that final image on screen. It is a whole team of departments that are extraordinary at their job, but you get to collaborate with these artists, and these artists are working on a supreme level of creativity and passion, and to be part of that behind the scenes process, to me, is everything. I love it. I'm crazy about it. I'll be directing a couple of films in 2021. You should be excited for it. There is some sort of sacrifice in directing and some sort of triumph in directing that far succeeds anything else I've felt in the creative world. So yeah, directing is a all-encompassing, wildly stressful and passionate endeavor, but you get to climb and conquer if you do your homework. You get to climb and conquer Kilimanjaro every day. And every day you take your car and you get back to wherever it is you're sleeping, you realize that, wow, I did the unimaginable today, and that feels good, but I got to do it again tomorrow or for the next 7 or 8 days, however long your shoot is. And that is an addiction. I am addicted to that feeling, the feeling of overcoming and conquering and doing it with a team, standing in the rain and the sleet and the snow and the wind with a team of people that you're helping command forward, and you're trying to be their optimistic leader that can't be beaten down no matter what happens. It's just fantastic. Sorry, I choked on my spit. It's just fantastic. All right, moving on. Let's get some more questions. Oh, hi, Krista. Your question, let's see. Where can we drink all the beer for free while standing on 1 foot eating pretzels? That's a weird question, Krista. That's not Krista's question. I'm going to lower my leg. Those of you who don't know, I ripped my Achilles. I have to have surgery on Tuesday. No big deal. We're not going to let it get us down. All right, Krista's real question is, I was just making fun of her because she's like my sister. That's what siblings do. Krista, where can we see Mama Bear in its entirety? Entirety. That's a weird question, a weird word when you say it out loud. And what was the hardest scene to film? Oh, fun. So here's the thing. Mama Bear is no longer able to be seen anywhere, the short film version of it. I had it available for download, kind of because you guys all forced me to do that, and some of you got to see it that way, and some people donated to the cause, and so they got a link to screen it that way. The next time you'll see Mama Bear will hopefully be either on your television or in a movie theater, most likely on your television, judging by the current way things are happening. I don't know that movie theaters are going to be the best option moving forward. We'll see. Hopefully they are. I don't want movie theaters to go away. But you will be seeing Mama Bear as a feature film, most likely directed by me, maybe starring my wife, and some other famous faces that you may or may not know. Yeah, so we're gonna make Mama Bear, and you're gonna see it as a full-length feature film, as well as another project called The Crash, which I should also be directing. And yeah, hopefully by the end of 2021, that'll be a reality for y'all. All right, let's move on to Helia 92. How's your leg doing? Okay, check this out, guys. While I'm being fully honest, let's just embarrass Matt Cohen real good. So Sunday at about 5 p.m., I was outside with my son, and I decided, hey, my son's 5. He's a super fast runner. He's good at sports. I've never taught him how to skip. This would be a good day to teach him how to skip. So I walk about 20 yards away from him. I turn to him. I push off 1 foot, and then my other foot hits the ground, and I hear a pop, like a super loud pop. And that pop was my Achilles tendon going bye-bye. And so, yeah, I broke my Achilles tendon skipping. And I'm not in pain right now, but I can't really move my foot or anything. It's just kind of dangling around sad. But Tuesday morning, I'm going to get it all sewn back together. And I have a surgery scheduled early Tuesday morning. And I'm sure I'll be punchy afterwards. tweeting things that don't make sense because that's what you do after surgery. But I'm okay. I'm okay. It's no big deal. It's just a thing that happens, and it's part of you know. It's not necessarily part of getting old, although it kind of is part of getting old. What happened was I've been hard on my body for a long time, and I've had a lot of injuries that I maybe didn't rehab correctly or fully, and now it's time to pay the price. And I have to get the work done to fix these things, and it's going to be about a year of therapy. And whatever, I got to do it. I have to do it. So if I sat here and got all sad and bummed out, what kind of example would I be to you guys when I'm always asking you guys to understand that you can overcome everything? So that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to overcome this injury and move on and move forward and continue my skipping, my athletics, recreational skipping career. Thank you for asking about my leg, though. I appreciate it. Let's move on. Another question. This is from Lua, maybe. Hello, do you have any future projects you can share with us? Love from Brazil. Oh, yes. Let's see. I kind of just touched on it a little bit. I will be directing in 2021 and also maybe starring in some stuff. There's many things that have happened over this quarantine. I've stayed real busy. My creative partner and myself, Lee Ehlers, we have put together a few different scripts, and we've basically sold them all. 2 of them for sure, and then we have 2 more concepts that we're in the mix for right now. And everything is going in a different direction. Basically 4 projects for 4 different platforms, 4 different homes, 4 different genres, essentially. So yeah, 2021 is going to be a busy year. If you want to see me on the reg, that's short for regular, you can see me on Entertainment Tonight. I'm a host on Entertainment Tonight, and I usually host the weekend shows, and I pop in and out in the daily shows. So you can see me, and you can also see my son, Macklin. He just recently did an interview this week with Kelly Marie Tran from Croods, A New Age, as well as Emma Stone and Ryan Reynolds. They all sat down with my 5-year-old son, and they talked Croods 2, which is a fantastic movie, by the way. If you're a parent or if you're a grown-up that likes cartoons, Croods 2 is amazing. And if you haven't seen Croods 1, this is not an ad. See Croods 1. It's really, really good, and they really outdid themselves. I got to elevate my leg again. Starting to throb. They really outdid themselves with Croods 2. It's just such a fun movie. The kids will love it. Parents will love it. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Jacinta. So if you had an almost unlimited budget to direct a movie, I like where this question's going. What would that movie be like, and who would be in it? Okay, dream scenario right now, how I'm feeling right now. This would be an ensemble action piece in which I create an action universe that the characters, our favorite characters from Supernatural, could exist in. If I had, let me see, if you gave me $10 million to make a movie, I could make a Michael Bay feeling, a Michael Bay-esque, a Michael Bay meets Guy Ritchie-esque action flick with a bunch of our characters just in outrageous over-the-top action sequences. So think like Guns Akimbo. And if you don't know that one, look it up. Guns Akimbo meets John Wick meets Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. Wow, that's going to be some research for you guys. But that would be my Supernatural movie. Unlimited budget, a bunch of action, a lot of really witty dialogue, a lot of witty sarcasm, tons of curse words, because the movie would, of course, be rated R. I don't like action. It's not rated R. I like to go there with the action. I like to get it a little gory sometimes. But yeah, that's what I would do. You know, it sounds like a great time. Love that, actually. Arena Kutsensova. I kind of can't say your name. I apologize. Hi, Matt. My name's Arena. My question is, did you like the ending? Are you happy with the way the story ended? I am happy. Look, I don't think everybody's going to be happy because the show ended. And I'm sure each one of you would have written the ending that you wanted, but we got the ending that the team behind Supernatural wanted. I think they did a fantastic job. And again, like, I want to sing high praise to Bob Singer and the way he carried out that last episode. The acting performances were so astounding that I was just gushing my eyes out this morning when I watched the episode. There were so many moments where once Dean, this is a spoiler alert, so I don't want to kind of ruin it if anybody hasn't seen it, but I'm sure you have. So once Dean's not around, there are all these moments where you see Sam looking next to him and like feeling that emptiness. And Bob did such a good job at capturing those angles. They're so important, those moments. And Jared did an amazing job. And it just was such a good episode, I thought. I mean, look, the episode, we don't want it to end, so there's never going to be a happy ending for everybody. But I thought all in all, it was really well done. I thought it gave some closure. And then you have our two main characters, you know, in heaven or in the afterlife, you know, whatever it is you believe in, but that's where they are. And it was special. It was really special. I thought it was so special. I thought Dean's performance, saying as he was, you know, in his final moments there in the barn, you know, Jensen knocked that out of the park. And I couldn't even look at Jared without crying. They just did such a good job. And so at the end of the show, like, the only thing you really want is it to do justice to what these guys have created, their legacy. And what their legacy is, to me, is they've been great leaders for all of us to follow and be supported by, and to, you know, kind of follow in the footsteps. And they were really true to the honesty of those characters saying goodbye. And it was, I found it breathtaking. I thought it was some of the best television ever. I think both Jared and Jensen should get nominated for an Emmy Award for Best Actor. I understand that these type of shows sometimes get snubbed, but those performances should not get snubbed. They did an extraordinary job and should be recognized for it. And so, yeah, so my long answer to your very short question is, I love how the show ended. I don't love that it ended, but I love how it ended. I love how Bob and the team carried it out, and I love how the actors performed. I thought it was extraordinary, and I was very, very inspired by what I saw. All right, Judy Ann, is there a new hobby or anything you decided to learn while in quarantine? Oh my goodness. I attempted to learn sewing. I bought a sewing machine. I was going to sew some curtains, and then I was like, oh, I'll sew masks in the beginning and all that stuff. And I started it, and I did it for like a month, and then I stopped it. And so my sewing machine's literally been sitting out since quarantine started, and I haven't touched it, which is tragic. But yes, I want to do some sewing. I want to be able to sew stuff. So that's kind of like my new thing I'm trying to learn. Ow. I haven't really pulled it off yet, but give me time, and I'll be an expert sewer before you know it. I'm telling you. All right, let's keep it going. Vicky Garcia. Hi, Matt. I hope your foot's better, and Macklin is out for your entertainment tonight hosting job. Oh, yes, he is. Who would he want to interview? Ooh, okay. This is who he'd want to interview. Sorry, I got to move my legs to this side now. Macklin has, let's see, who's he interviewed? Well, he interviewed the cast of Scoob, the new Scoob remake, which was a pretty incredible movie as well. Man, I just can't get comfortable. Hold on. Hanging. And then he just interviewed Ryan Reynolds, who is one of Dad's favorite actors ever, and a guy that I kind of just admire in the business by the way he handles himself. But Macklin stole that interview from me, no problem. Emma Stone Macklin also interviewed. I think like if Mario and Luigi from Super Mario Brothers, the video game, if there were those characters in real life, that's who he'd want to talk to. Because in the quarantine, I introduced him back in July, to video games for the first time, which was maybe the biggest mistake of my life. Maybe not. We'll figure it out. But I only let him play Mario, Super Mario, some of the old titles, because those are the only games I know how to play, because I'm not a big gamer. Although I wish I was. I like it. I like gaming. I'm just not great at it. He'd like to interview Mario and Luigi. That would like be his thing. Princess, Toad, Toadette. There's this purple little bunny guy called Nabbit that he likes a lot. Yeah, so he would probably interview. He'd probably interview those people. Let's keep it going. Dasha or Dasha, I'm not quite sure. Hi, Matt. Question: if you'd like to play one character from a legendary movie, who would it be? And what movie would it be from? Ooh, that's a good question. I typically answer. Okay, here's the thing. I typically answer Captain Jack Sparrow from Pirates of the Caribbean, and I typically say that because Johnny Depp does such a dynamic job creating a fun character, and I think I wouldn't play it like him. I mean, I'm sure now that I've seen his character, pieces of that would come out within me. But I'd love to either play Captain Jack or the Joker. I think Joaquin Phoenix, I think Jared Leto and Heath Ledger and Jack Nicholson and so on and so forth. I think they've all done a great job. I would like to take my stab at the Joker. I think I was born to play the Joker. I just think it's a character that I'll play one day. I have to be honest. I think one day I might get my shot at the Joker. You know, I'm not sure, but that's the character I'd love to play by a long shot. I like his the darkness within that guy, and I like how broken he is, and I just find it interesting. It's interesting. He's been played out so many different ways. Joaquin Phoenix, obviously, doing the most recent and most kind of horrifying tell of the Joker, but I would like to take a shot at it. I think he's a super interesting character. All right, moving on to Polly. Hi, Matt. I'm Polly. You look great. My question is, thank you. Who is your childhood idol? Ooh, I have a couple. Michael Jordan was one. Michael Jordan was a great idol of mine. I just always wanted to be like him. And if you guys haven't seen the ESPN documentary, you should. It's directed by my friend Jason Hare, who's an awesome guy, and I used to teach him boxing years ago, and he directed this amazing series on Michael Jordan. Go watch it. In addition to that, I'm inspired now by a whole bunch of different people. I'm inspired by Kevin Hart. I'm inspired by The Rock. I'm inspired by Ryan Reynolds. I'm inspired by people who keep on going and keep on working, and also seem to hold their family and their friends and the people that care for them in the highest regard. And that's kind of who inspires me now. When I was little, when I wanted to become an actor, I remember specifically there was a movie called American History X. It dealt with basically racist dudes doing horrible things, and it basically follows the journey of a young racist guy who kind of grows and evolves out from that life. And Edward Norton is the actor, and that was the reason I remember seeing that performance and going, man, that actor I thought he was this, and he totally became this. And I remember that really inspiring me to want to think about acting. You know, that was one of the first performances. And then there was another one, actually, and it was another Edward Norton film where I forget what it's called, sadly, but it was him and Richard Gere, And I forget what it was called, but Edward Norton basically played a killer with like a split personality disorder. And so where he would be like this kind of cowardly young guy, and then he also had this other side where, you know, he was like, I don't know, schizophrenic or something. But anyways, yeah, so Edward Norton I would say was my big inspiration on coming into kind of wanting to act and kind of thinking that acting could be cool and fascinating and challenging. Edward Norton was kind of my first interest there. All right, let's keep it going. Castiel Stole My Soul 13. That is, I love that name there. What are you and your family doing for the holidays? Love from New Jersey. Well, Castiel Stole My Soul 13. Me and my family we are doing pretty much probably what everybody should be doing, and that is staying home. We are not traveling. We are, my sister-in-law may drive down from Oregon. But we're trying to stay in the bubble, and I'm trying to wear a mask, and I'm trying to not get people sick, and trying not to get myself sick. I'll be working, you know, through some of the holidays at Entertainment Tonight. And other than that, I'll be eating turkey and drinking cold beers and laughing and building Legos. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to lock myself indoors. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not traveling anywhere. I'm going to sit on the floor with my son and my niece, and I'm going to build Legos until COVID goes away, or until Santa brings presents, whichever comes first. And that's it. I want to be safe. I want to be safe and smart and at home with the people I love for the holidays. Margaret Winch. Hi, Matt. Can you tell us your favorite joke, please? It's a bit of a dirty joke, so I'm not sure I can say it. I actually just heard it recently, and it was really, really funny. All right, well, there's two. I'm going to try not to mess this one up, and I'm going to tell you both of them. So the first one is, let's see, what's the setup? Bear with me for a second, guys. This would be the moment on stage where I'm dropping the ball because I can't remember the joke. But we're not on stage. I'm in my house, and I can take a minute. So my therapist told me to write down the names of all the people that I don't like on pieces of paper and then burn them. And then I'll feel better about those situations. And then you're supposed to go, did it work? And then I'm supposed to go something like, I'm ruining this joke for you guys. God, how's it finish? It's supposed to be, I still have the papers because I burned all my friends. It's a terrible dark joke. That didn't work out. How about here's another one. This is for the grown-ups. I apologize. What's the best treatment for sunburn? And then somebody goes, I don't know. What's the best treatment for sunburn? And then I say, Viagra. And then you say, wait, what? And I go, it doesn't do anything for the sunburn, but it keeps the sheets off your legs. It's a terrible joke. That is a terrible joke, and I apologize if I offended anybody. But see your doctor first before taking a prescription of Viagra. Moving on. Beatrice, I can't say your last name. Beatrice P. Hey, Matt, if you could change anything in Supernatural, what would it be and why? Love from Brazil. I wouldn't change anything about Supernatural except that as the finale episode ended, my face would have popped out and gone, hey, everybody, I know the show's ending, but the good news is there's a young John Winchester prequel coming your way. That's the only thing I'd change about Supernatural. I think the show's perfect. I think the stories are perfect. I think the ups and downs are perfect. I think the favorite episodes and the not favorite episodes are perfect. I think the show has written it's written this beautiful it's written its own story. It's become its own journey. It's become its own thing, and it needs to be not changed, because any 1% change in the show Supernatural would put me not here right now. Because if we change anything, this moment doesn't exist. So I don't want to change anything from the show. If I could add something to the show, yeah, I think I would love to see you know, a version of John that I would like to play in a spinoff, in a prequel. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I will direct it. I will help produce it. Whatever I have to do. But that's, you know, I don't think it's very realistic that that would happen. But that would be my change. I would just like to see more of the characters we love, of John and his journey, kind of away. Like, where was he the whole time? And let's explore some of those stories. I think that could be really fun. All right. I love you 3,000 times, TS. I think that's what that means. This is your question. Hi, Matt. What do you think is the difference between John as a young man and John as an adult? How did the demon situation change him? That's a great question. I don't know how it changed him. Obviously, he's out for blood, and he's hunting, and he's vengeful, and these different things. And I think is when John was a young guy, he was a little bit more naive and open to the world. And I think he closed down a little bit as he grew up and dealt with the things he did, and leaving his family, and deals that he had to make and didn't have to make. And I think in any journey of growing up, you grow from a place of innocence, and then you decide if you're going to be tainted and changed in a negative way by the negative events in your life, or you're going to be changed in a positive way from the negative events in your life. I think John was a little bit of both. I think some of the things that happened to him changed him in a bad way, and some of them, you know, maybe opened him up in a better way. But you know, certainly from the start, he was more naive and more open, and certainly by the end, he had seen a lot, and he was a bit more closed off and walled off, I think, towards the end of his journey. Hiba 1521. Hi, Matt. Hope you're feeling better. I'm Hiba. My question is, what advice would you give to your younger self? Lots of love from Morocco. Well, all my love to Morocco. The best advice I could give to my younger self would be to try every day to be okay with yourself, to be happy with who you are, because we spend so much of our life trying to be what we think we should be for other reasons, for the job, for the girlfriend or boyfriend, for the parents, for the school, for your friends, for your whatever. We're always trying to change ourselves in a time when we're our best selves, when we're young and our minds are brand new, and you haven't tried to be somebody else. That's when we are our best. And I would love to tell my younger self to just be that person. Just be a wide open, loving, carefree spirit, you know, that you're not trying to change for anybody or anything. And it took me 35 years to kind of like be myself. And now I'm super happy with who I am. But I wasn't for a long time, because I was always trying to be something for somebody else. Always, always, always. So yeah, to be yourself, I think is what's really important, is to be yourself, and to do no harm. You know, we're all people struggling, everybody. I don't care color, race, ethnicity, sex. Everybody's trying to do their best. Some people get lost along the way, and I think if we would just be completely okay with being a human, just who we are right now, and not need anything, just be okay with ourselves. That's a good lesson. Is you're okay right where you are. That's what I would tell my younger self. All right. Christians. Besides song 2, what song would you like to sing at the Saturday night special? Man, I do like song 2. You guys haven't seen, you may have not heard me sing this one. I have sang it at a Saturday night special, and it's one of my favorites. Joker and the Thief is a good one. You know, I tried to sing Mama's Jam, Loudon Swain song once, but it is extremely difficult to get it right. It was in Rob's absence. I tried to sing it. It was a really difficult song to sing. So while I love singing it along with Rob, I would like to sing like backup vocals for Rob on that song. I don't want to be the guy, the front man of that song, because it's a hard song to sing and get it right as far as, you know, the measures of music go. There are so many songs. I don't know. That's a really hard question. I'm trying to think. I mean, it would be fun to it would be fun to do like a live version of Never Gonna Give You Up with Loudon Swain. But like I would only do it if the band dressed appropriately to the kind of music video and the era of the Rick Astley song Never Gonna Give You Up. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down, never gonna run around. Then you have like Billy Moran and Steve and Michael Borja and Rob all dressed in the garb, the clothing from when that song came out. It would be really fun. And like Billy being just like the mean guitarist he is, just shreds on the guitar, and Mike on the bass and Norton on the drums, like just playing this song that's so far from what they usually do. It would be great. It would be a great deal of fun. All right, last question. This is from Andy Moon. Hey, Matt, Andy from Greece here. Well, hello, Andy from Greece. I hope to come visit Greece. That would be incredible. How did the supernatural experience change you as a person? And what are your feelings now? Oh, man. Well, look, we've kind of touched on this. And it's tough. Supernatural's given me everything. It's given me an understanding of who I am. I got to figure out who I am, really. I told you it took 35 years, and the last 10 of those years I was with you guys. And it took these last 10 years to figure out who I am and who I'm going to allow myself to be, and that was from the fans. So the fans gave me self-worth, and the show gave me the fans. So I'll connect things like that. So the show gave me the fans, and the fans gave me self-worth. Self-worth led to being happy enough to allow a partner in my life, and my wife. So the show kind of gave me the fans, who let me be okay with myself, and then allowed me to let somebody else in, and became my wife. And then from there we had a child, you know, and that was another thing you have to come to some understanding with about yourself, if you can be a parent, and if you're ready to be a parent, and you have to self-examine, and you do that from and I did that from you guys, from learning from you guys. And then it gave me a job. It gave me a job that wasn't just a job. At the beginning, it was just a job. I was just a guest star on a show, and I never forget sitting in the room for a table read, and Jared walked in, and, hi, I'm Jared Padalecki, and I'm Jensen. And from that first time, you know, those guys supported me on set, and they wanted me to do a really good job. They wanted me to do a good job as an actor and a performer, and they didn't mess with me, and they built me up. And then I got to come back and play another character, Michael. And so they gave me the job, evolved into a recurring job, which is every actor's dream. Gave me another episode in season 11, Baby, which is one of the greatest episodes of the show ever, as far as I'm concerned. I was so honored to play in that episode. And so it gave me life, and it gave me friends and understanding of self and family and a child and a wife and people I care about. And then it gave me a job that I wanted to go to. And then it gave me friends that I trusted, you know, Rob, Rich, Kim, Bree, Jason Mans, Jensen, Jared, every guest star that you've ever seen me on that stage with. It gave me friends that I cared about a lot and wanted to be there for, which in turn made me a better person and helped me grow and grow and grow into a better person. And then it gave me kind of a mentor in Bob Singer and a second mentor in Richard Speight Jr., and where I could follow in Rich's path and then maybe become a director. And then it happened because I did it, and my friends supported me to do it, and they built me up, and they told me I could do it, and they said I'd be a great director, and they never told me I couldn't. They always said I could, and the show gave me all that, everything, every single thing I mentioned so far. And then Bob gave me the opportunity. So you go from the guy who got lucky enough to be cast on the show. Thank you, Robert Ulrich, the casting director. Thank you, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, for allowing the universe to let us look enough like each other to play one another on the show. And then that goes all the way around from one episode to another character in another episode, and finally the cool baby episode. And it brings it full circle to right before the end, which is Matt gets to direct an episode of this iconic show in its 15th and final season. And you do it and you succeed and you feel good about it and your heart is whole. And then that brings you right back around to the beginning, which is Supernatural. Gave me all of that, and it continues to give, because here I am on a Saturday. Our show ended this Thursday, and I need you guys still. I need you guys. I need to talk to you guys. I need to vent to you guys. I need to try to uplift you guys. I need you to uplift me. I need to get back in your presence. Supernatural taught me that I needed people more than I ever thought I did. I was a very loner kid my whole life. I was a latchkey kid. I would come home by myself. I'd go to school by myself. My dad was always working, hustling to pay the bills. It showed me how important the relationships are that I have with many of you. And there's many of you that I haven't met yet and that I will meet. And it just showed me how important being and showing your humanity to others is, and how that reciprocates, and what that gives back to you is life. And so, without getting too heavy, Supernatural has given me life. And I mean that, and I'm not pandering to you guys because you're a bunch of Supernatural fans watching me on a Saturday or Sunday if you're in Russia. It's given me life, and it fills my lungs up and it fills my heart up. And I called Jensen and Jared this morning to tell them what a hell of a job they did, and what a legacy they left. And I'll leave it at that. Until the next one, ladies and gentlemen, I look forward to seeing you people in person. I love that Creation. Again, shout out to Creation for letting us come in contact with you guys and putting this all together. We love you all so much. It's very important that you find some optimism and some positivity in this year, and you spread it and pay it forward. You know, I'm going to tell you this. You're not the only one that's struggling, and neither am I. There's lots of people struggling. There's lots of people dealing with hard times. And I don't care what political party you are on, at the end of the day, you're in part of the human party. And you need to show your humanity to each and everybody you can, and start lifting people up, and stop reading whatever negative stuff that's been filling up our news feeds on our social networks. We need to get out there, and we need some real work in the field. We need a real work in the field, safely, mask up, and let's protect each other. Let's rebuild this earth. Let's make it great again. We're so close to taking the next step in our human life together. Let's do it, and let's uplift each other. All right, I'm over and out. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the near future.
Such wise words, Matt. Thank you so much for being here today and being part of this mega super celebration. We can't wait to see you in person, but until then, we will be watching you on our screens. Okay, guys, tipping is now done, and we'll bring the results in just a few moments. But first, make sure you're signed up for our email list from our website, creationent.com, and follow us on Facebook.